Whoa, what is up? What is up? What is up? Holy crap, it's been a while. It's been a long time. It's been a little bit of time. I feel like I haven't seen you guys it's forever, but hope everyone is having a good summer. I hope everyone is doing well. Let me know if everybody could hear me. Make sure I'm testing some stuff out today because I haven't done anything in a while here. So give me like one day to kind of recoup and get myself going. But I hope everyone's had a good summer. Obviously, Eagles camp starts today. A lot going on. Um, and it's been a good summer, but it's been a rough few days for me, obviously. So it's been a while. But we have a lot to discuss today. So we have Nick Sirianni's press conference at 9:30, and then we have the practice at 10 o'clock. So we're going to be streaming for a while today. I'll be going through Twitter, X, I should say, and we'll be going through all the, I'll be showing you guys the reports, things like that, what's going on at practice, and obviously on all the news we have for every day of training camp. I'll have a video out the next morning for the day before. So if that makes any sense, that's pretty much how we're doing things. But I hope everyone's doing well, and this is the start of getting our third Lombardi trophy. This is the start now. You got a good roster right now. There's a few question marks, obviously, when you talk about safety competition. Makuba signed his contract, which is great. The right guard position, Ringo at cornerback too. Can he, stay at that number 2 spot? So there's a lot. You don't have Nakobe Dean at practice. There's no Jahad Campbell. There's probably going to be no Nolan Smith at training camp. So you're giving guys more opportunities now. Linebacker Trotter Jr., Small Munden, the linebacker from Georgia, from this draft that we just had. So there's a lot of players to really look forward to, and it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. What's going on? We got KGK. What's going on? Little G Griffith. I'm a big fan of Eagles. What's going on, man? Donald. What's going on, man? Yo, Mitch. What's going on, dude? What's going on? Let me get this chat thing working so I'm not. I can actually see the chat in my. Oh, this is a new update for OBS. That's really cool. Okay, cool. And I feel a lot better. Mitch says, glad you got your channel back, bro. Yeah, I appreciate everybody with the messages on X and things like that. It's been a rough few days, obviously. The channel got hacked entirely, and I didn't think I was going to get it back. I was really just getting prepared for the worst. I was going to start a new channel, and that was going to be the end of it. But, we're back at it, man. We're back at it. So we haven't streamed. I mean, I haven't streamed by myself probably since, I don't even remember. I don't even know if you guys even remember, to be honest with you. I think the week of the Super Bowl I streamed by maybe I didn't. I don't even know. Besides the game, I forgot the last time I even tried to do anything. Yeah. The political live stream was not me, by the way. It wasn't. It was not me at all. Ronan Kelly says, I saw some political live stream. Yeah, it wasn't me. It was a cryptocurrency scam that somebody was running, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So I literally woke up the next day and I found out about it. So it kind of was going a little crazy. So damn phone. So we have camp today. This is the second day of camp technically, but they do practice today. There will be reports coming out, so I'll be covering pretty much everything that's coming out. So we have obviously the main screen for chat, and then we'll have the other screen. Oh, this screen's all messed up because I was fixing something, and obviously it didn't work. So let me fix that before it gets worse, which it kind of was getting worse. So we're good in that department when it comes to the chat and all that great stuff. And obviously, we'll show some stuff on the screen when it comes to some of the reports and things like that. So we'll kind of go over everything as the day is going on with Eagles camp and things like that, which is good. I just had this up because I just saw this today with Terry McLaurin not getting. Just imagine Terry McLaurin not getting a contract from the Commanders. That would be interesting. A second-year quarterback in Jaden Daniels going to his second year now, man. I don't know. I mean, paying a 30-year-old a lot of money, even though Terry McLaurin is still a great player. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out. It's going to be very interesting. So, any questions you guys have, obviously, on camp, on positions, on specific things? We're here to talk about almost everything. We're here to talk about almost everything. So, no, I'm not. No, not even. Not even. David says, "Yeah, I prayed for your chair to be back. My morning rise. Be quiet without your content." Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was out of nowhere, bro. I mean, it just happens. It just, it just happened. So I had an account that wasn't protected enough, and somebody hacked it. What happened? It's the world we live in. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. Keith says they could sign Bond, but have yet to sign their one wide receiver. Could never be nah, never us. No, never us. We'll never be like the Cowboys with, you have obviously a guy, the best player on that defense over there that's not getting. I mean, not getting a new contract on a fifth. I mean, you're in your fifth-year option. Don't even have a contract yet. Micah Parsons has. It's not going to end well for them over there. It's not. But I mean, realistically, for Washington, not even to be biased, but like they kind of need Terry this year because now it's like too late. I feel like they kind of have to pay him now. I mean, they had over $90 million in cap space. All this like 1-year deals, these 1-year fully guaranteed contracts that they've been putting out for a good amount of players on that defense, especially. I mean, they really didn't get better. I mean, their defense should be good, but I mean, offensively, like, I got to see what type of Deebo Samuel we're going to see this year. If this was a trade from 4 or 5 years ago, that I would say that, they have a good player lined up with Terry McLaurin. Now, McLaurin's not showing up to camp now, and that's becoming a big problem. Chuck said, I love when other teams say that Barkley isn't having another big year. Eagles may be the most transparent team in the NFL. We're telling you we're running the football, and we dare you to stop it. Yeah, no, I mean, you're a run-first team now. You're a run-first team now. I mean, you have a legit a 3-down back in the backfield now. Now, the big question is, now that Kenneth Gainwell isn't here, like, we got to see what it's going to look like behind Barkley now and how they're going to use some of these backs. We want to see what Will Shipley could do going into his second year now. I want to see more from Will Shipley. There's no doubt. And the other guy that from Green Bay, I'm having a brain fart with some names right now, but he's coming off a neck injury. He hasn't played since December of 2023. So he's been out for almost a year and a half. You know what I mean? So behind Barkley is going to be, you use Kenneth Gainwell. You were using Kenneth Gainwell for 2-minute offense in the second quarter. You know what I mean? So you'd use Kenneth Gainwell for specific things. And like I said, you don't want to swamp Barkley with so many carries, which, I think if he feels good, which he definitely does, and his body can handle it, then sure. But you need him for playoff time. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're talking about A.J. Dillon, yes. Yeah, A.J. Dillon is hasn't played in a year and a half, realistically. So Nate Banks says, not sure why, but really going to be rooting for Anaya Smith this camp. I think he could turn into a weapon for this team in the sophomore season. Yeah, I mean, look, he got hurt in the offseason program last year, and he just didn't look good. I mean, and then especially when you're a rookie and you miss like camp, you miss like this really important time. It really hurts. It does hurt tremendously. You know what I mean? It hurts a lot. So you're hoping that Anaya Smith, and Anaya Smith says he got a lot faster. He lost some weight. He got leaner. He got faster. So I'm hoping to God. I mean, I thought he was going to be the starting wide receiver 3 last year. That's what I thought. And then it was Campbell that was really starting out that wide receiver 3 spot after Anaya Smith got hurt, came back, just still didn't look good. And then that's when they made the trade for Jahan Dotson. So, and Dotson, this is his last year in Philadelphia. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option, obviously. He's a first-round pick, and he's playing for a contract for next year. A lot of guys are. What's going on, Nina says, morning, Joey. Nice to see you on this morning. So happy you got your channel back. What a nightmare that would have been. Yeah, it was. it was very defeating. It was it was a big defeating moment, unfortunately, you know. But YouTube support, man. I never was a big fan of YouTube support back in the day, like 5, 6 years ago. But let me tell you, they went above and beyond for me. So shout out to them, you know. KGK0911 says Nias was looking quick as hell coming out of his breaks and training camp. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, look, I mean, once the pads come on, like it's early right now. You know what I mean? So once the full pads come on and they're hitting at 100%, and then we have joint practices with the Browns, we have the open practices in another week and a half, something like that at Lincoln Financial Field. We start getting into these preseason games. And then we really start to see things. I think when it comes down to safety and cornerback, those are the two positions that I think Fangio is being very patient with going into by the middle of August to find out if we have the right guys there. You know what I mean? So right guard, safety, and cornerback are really the main ones we're kind of looking at here. I think what's really exciting is the edge rushing position where the Eagles signed what's his face. I have his name here because I know I'm going to say it wrong. But they signed a edge rusher the other day from the Browns that had 3 sacks last year. I think he had like 24 pressures, 17 hurries. Ogbania Okorenko. I'm trying to say his name right. I'm just going to call him Ogban. Okay. 9.5 sacks the last 2 years. And he's got some tools in his toolbox. Like, he's got a really good get off. He's got real good explosiveness off the line. Like, in that Jim Schwartz defense over there, he's done a pretty good job. Played opposite of Myles Garrett. So, this is a guy that it might benefit being in the rotation a whole lot and could get a roster spot. But just remember, you have Azeez Ojulari, you have Joshua Uche. Remember, Lane Johnson talked about Joshua Uche in minicamp, saying, "Watch out for Joshua Uche." Like, had double-digit numbers a couple years ago with the Patriots. He was traded middle of the season to KC. He only played 6 games, but they didn't really do much with him because, Spags' defense is an intricate defense to really learn and really didn't have enough time. So edge rusher is going to be very interesting. And that Antoine Powell Ryland Jr. from Virginia Tech, that's another one that we really have to look out for. He had 16 sacks. He had like 14 to 16 sacks last year. He had like 25.5 sacks the last 2 seasons. I mean, I don't know how Antoine Powell Ryland Jr., I don't know how he even didn't get drafted. I don't know how he lasted all the way. I mean, he probably could have went undrafted, honestly. But I think it was his size that I think everybody, realistically, if Fangio sees the talent, he's going to get them on the team. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? If Fangio sees that talent, that's where it's gonna go, So I think it's gonna be interesting. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt. Big Sergeant, I'm sorry, but McLaurin deserves this. Oh no, he does. He deserves it. But the Washington Commanders they're in a position to win short term. To win short term if McLaurin's on the team. Because realistically, you pay a guy right now. You have a quarterback going into his 2nd year. He's got no receivers he can grow with for the next 3 to 5 years. You know what I mean? I don't know if signing a 30-year-old wide receiver is going to be the smartest thing that they do right now, but they literally have no choice. It's almost that they have to re-sign him. They got to re-sign him. If they don't re-sign him, then I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that. But, Debo is brand new to the scheme and everything. So, I don't know how much they're putting in Debo. Obviously, they're putting a lot of trust in him. But do they trust him as the number 1? I'm not really sure. McLaurin needs to get that deal done. They really have no choice. If they lose McLaurin, I don't know if they could really last. I don't know if they could last. I don't know what their depth at receiver looks like. De'Ami Brown's gone. I forgot who else they even have at this point. You know what I mean? Big Sergeant AJ Dillon will get at least 500 this year. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I hope so. Like, I think when it comes to AJ Dillon, he's a big back, but he's an elusive big back, which is great. He could tire out defenses with the physicality that he has, but he's great in the passing game too. He's really good in the passing game as well. So I think it's a perfect 1-2 punch. Perfect, but we got to make sure he stays healthy this whole entire program because he's coming off this neck injury. And obviously the Eagles checked it out because they probably wouldn't have signed him. But, he hasn't played since December of 23 with the stinger. I think he had a stinger, and I don't know if he had surgery or whatnot, so I'm not really sure about that. So we'll see, Dave said, I would like to see how well Trotter does. I think Trotter's going to do really well. I think Trotter's going to do a good job. I think Fangio likes Trotter a lot. Like, Trotter just had a lot of competition in front of him last year. And when he got into games, he played well. I mean, I think the only thing that realistically I've nitpicked on Trotter has been, wrapping up and tackling in the backfield. He's tackled guys for like 3-4 yard losses, but he just can't wrap up and take them to the ground. So that's something he'll get better over time. I'm not really worried about that so much. And then when we got to the playoffs, realistically, like, it was really after Nakobe Dean got hurt in the Green Bay game in the playoffs, Fangio was really going to do, Oren Burks and Trotter Jr. were really going to compete for the linebacker spot to really play the rest of the playoffs. But Oren Burks was already playing so well that Fangio didn't even bother to really switch him around. You know what I mean? So this is, Dean being out really, it sucks because it's really a contract year for him this year. It's a good thing because they could sign him cheap if they really want to. If he comes back off this patellar tendon injury, then then you're good. You know what I mean? If they want to bring him back. And I feel like they probably will bring him back. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? You have Zach Ball in the building, obviously, and Campbell's not going to be back until apparently mid-August. But he looks like he's more than ready to come back earlier. From all the training and the things that he's done so far, because he had that minor surgery after the combine on his shoulder. I think he's ahead of schedule. And it looks like Dean is ahead of schedule too, because he was doing these like kick up things with a full bench of a lot of weight, and he was putting a lot of pressure on his knees. So I think Dean is way ahead of schedule, and I think Jahad Campbell's ahead of schedule as well, But Fangio gets a wider lens now to see what he has in Trotter Jr. He gets to see what he has in. I want to see this small Mundon kid from Georgia. I want to see him as well. So I'm excited for those guys at that position. There's no doubt. Very excited for it. Brad writes today, Joey, you promised me the face of the league, Jake Elliott news. JK, glad you're back. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Jake Elliott, we haven't really talked about it, but yeah, I mean, he kind of scared me in the playoffs a little bit. I think the last 5 games, besides the Super Bowl, the last 5 games before the Super Bowl, he missed a field goal. He missed an extra point to a field goal. I forgot. It was about 5 kicks that he missed. Figuring that he was going to at least bring in that the Eagles are going to bring in some competition at kicker if that's what they were going to do, but they never really did that at all. So it is what it is. Jake Elliott has been, thank God in the Super Bowl, he was making everything that he was kicking, which was a good thing. So, you know what I mean? So I think we're good there, man. I think the number one thing I'm going to be looking at out of this camp is going to be, I'm not worried about offensive line, the right guard spot. We'll figure it out when we figure it out, whether it's the kid from Michigan, you know what I mean? The two guys from Michigan, the one they just drafted, I really like him. I think he'll be the future right tackle for the Eagles, probably when Lane Johnson retires in a couple of years. I'm very excited for really Ringo to show up. That number 2 corner spot is going to be very important. It's going to be the most important position. If you got a weakness at that position going into the season, it's going to be bad news. It's going to be really bad news. So we have to really root for Keely Ringo. We really have to root for Andrew Makuba as well. So I mean, I always hear great things about Andrew Makuba. Every time I hear somebody talk about Makuba going to the Eagles, it's always been positive. It's never really been negative. He might be a little bit smaller, like a little tiny bit smaller, a little bit less in weight, 10 pounds than Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He's just, I think what Fangio wanted was a smaller safety that, that has more quickness, more elusiveness, can play multiple positions like Chauncey did. But I think the back end coverage is going to be a lot better. I know Chauncey had issues with back end coverage early in the season. You know what I mean? So I think you have that with a guy like Andrew Makuba that plays tough for his size, which is a good thing. So, you know, Big Stars is call the. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Big Stars just call the Bengals to see if they want a third-round pick for Shamar Stewart. Yeah, they haven't even said. Yo, that owner. Did you see what that owner said about Shamar Stewart the other day? Like, they don't even care if they sign him. I mean, regardless, like, are they like not giving him enough money, or I don't know what's going on. You know. Chuck says, Joey, what kind of untapped potential are you most hopeful about? For me, DeJean is a standout already, but I can see him taking it to the next level this season. Well, the problem with DeJean right now, there's really no problem, but he's gonna be playing that inside corner spot. I mean, I think down the line of his career, he's definitely going to be. I think he's definitely going to be moving around. He'll be that Malcolm Jenkins piece for us in the future. I just don't think it's going to happen this year. You know what I mean? I think that inside corner spot is so important because that's been a weakness for a lot of years since Maddox was in that position for a while, and now he's not here. So, we don't really have depth at that position. You know what I mean? That McMillan's kid, I want to see what he could do that they just drafted this year. That McMillan's kid from UCF or what I forgot what school he goes to that they drafted this past year. We'll see what he could do with that inside corner spot. But the depth at that inside corner spot is a really important one for me. So I don't think they're really moving him around too much. Chuck Salvas says, "Don't sleep on Adoree Jackson." I don't know what the Eagles think about Adoree Jackson. I think Adoree Jackson realistically is just a safety piece. It's just like a safety blanket for the Eagles behind Ringo. If he apparently just doesn't get the job, and I think I mean, like, look, a lot of people gave Bradbury a lot of shit when he came to the Eagles because he gave up over like 800 yards on coverage with the Giants before he came here. So Adoree Jackson could play inside. He hasn't played inside in a while, but he can play the inside position if he really has to. But I think they strongly want to keep him on the outside. I think he'll be good. Like, I think he'll be solid. They want to bring a veteran in the building, and I think he'll be solid at that position. So, you know. Oh yeah, Tanner, I meant McWilliams, not McMill. I always mess up his name. McWilliams. I always mess up his name. Jimbo, what's going on, man? Glad Joey, glad you're back. I appreciate it, man. It's been a crazy few days. David Durham says, "Do we think Sidney Brown has slowed down enough to be a starter, or are we putting our eggs into Andrew?" I think Andrew is going to be way far ahead than Sidney. You got to think about it this way, because Sidney Brown, from what Fangio said, because Sidney Brown got a lot of playing time in 2023. The Eagles' downfall at the end of the season. Sidney Brown got a lot of playing time. He had the ACL, then he had a concussion. You know what I mean? So he came off a big injury as well. And Sidney Brown's been a pretty good special teamer for us. He's got versatility. His coverage is a little suspect at times at safety. And I don't like when fans, like, he came in for a couple plays. He missed a couple tackles. Like, the guy needs reps at the position. He needs reps. Ringo needs reps. Sidney Brown needs reps. These guys need valuable reps, not only in practice, but in joint practices against another team, and obviously preseason games. So we're really not going to get the answer to safety probably until middle of preseason. Probably. But I hope Andrew Makuba really shines really early. That's what I'm hoping for, that he shines pretty early. So we'll see what happens with that. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see what goes on with that. So just to let everybody know, how Howie Roseman's going to have I think Howie Roseman's going to have a press conference. Nick Sirianni should have a press conference. I don't know if Vic Fangio. I don't know how many of the coaches are going to have press conferences. And then we're going to see, and then they're going to have practice at 10 o'clock. So it's 9:21 right now. They'll have practice. So I'll give you I can't play audio, obviously, but I'll pretty much put the updates on what they say, what's going on, and we'll switch up. We'll switch up. Tommy, what's going on, man? So apparently, Joey, the thing with Shamar contracts, his agent is asking for more guaranteed money, even in the event of him going to jail or committing a serious crime. I don't know if anything happened behind the scenes. Is that what's been going on with him? Kind of crazy. Yo, Wombat, what's going on, man? Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. I got you. Oh, damn, I clicked the wrong thing. That's so weird. I don't know. Okay, sorry. There's like some changes made to like the live chat thing I'm using, so I don't know why it wasn't working. So yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of stuff that you know. It's really technically the second day of camp, but they came into camp yesterday, have practice today, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But there's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot to look forward to. It's gonna be so much, so much. I'm excited for a lot of positions. I'm excited for safety. I'm excited for corner 2, right guard. The edge rushing position, obviously, with all the depth that they have, a lot of 1-year deals this year. Who's going to shine at camp? Will it be Azeez Ojulari? Will it be Joshua Uche? We're excited for Nolan Smith to take that next step. Jalix Hunt to take that next step. So, yeah, I heard about Ozzy Osbourne, man. After he had his final concert a week ago, a week and a half ago. Crazy. Darren said Aaron Moorhead did develop Greg Ward and Fulgham. I'm sure those guys didn't become special, but he could develop talent. Yeah, I've had really no problem with him. I really had no problem with Aaron Moorhead. And I think this was a coach that we thought was going to get fired at some point, and he hasn't been fired. So he's one of the coaches that's been around a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. But it's worked out. Tommy said AJ Dillon going to be running back 3, just a solid depth piece. Will Shipley running back 2? That should be interesting. Can Shipley handle it? Could he handle 2-minute offense at the end of the second quarter? We're gonna see, man. It's another offseason program. It's another offseason that he's had to get in shape and look better and hopefully be a little bit faster and have a little bit more energy in the tank, Chuck says, I'll be ecstatic if Eagles blow the Chiefs out again in week 2. That'd be great. Yeah, I think the first, besides the Dallas game, like weeks 2 to week 4 are gonna be tough. I mean, you're facing 4 playoff teams? You're facing like 4 playoff teams straight, like beginning of camp. I mean, beginning of the season. I mean, really quick, man. Like I think that's really the hardest. The hardest part of our schedule is the starters aren't going to get any reps in preseason. Barely. They're going to have maybe a series, a half a series. I mean, nothing more than that. Okay. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to work off, they're going to have to knock off a lot of rust beginning of the season. A lot of rust. You know what I mean? So it doesn't worry me, but it's, the Eagles, and then you got, this offensive coordinator. You got a new offensive coordinator this year. We know this is Nick's offense with some, we had Nick's offense with Kellen Moore's flavor last year, but now Kevin Patullo, man, that's going to be a whole nother situation. Realistically, there's no excuse for Kevin Patullo. He's been here for the last, 4 years, Jones says, Joey, how do you think Jihad Campbell is going to be used, linebacker or edge? I love him at linebacker, but he's got the size for edge. I think they have, I mean, he's got the versatility if they need him for the edge, if they want to put him on the edge. I don't think he's going to play edge a lot, but I think if they want to put him there, and if they feel good with Trotter going in, or they feel good at Small London or whatever, if they want to play somebody next to Zach Ball, and you have the versatility to do it. You know what I mean? So that's a great thing. I can't wait to see Jihad Campbell. Can't wait. From sideline to sideline, just what he could do, change of direction, his coverage skills. It's off the charts, man. It's definitely off the charts. Tommy said, my biggest concern going to the season is our OC. If he struggles, I don't want Sirianni stepping in for play calling, design. We already know how that will go. Yeah. I mean, Sirianni is definitely involved in this offense. There's no doubt about it. Okay. But when it comes to the coordinators, and I think that it's more of they progress through the season where Sirianni, I don't think Sirianni calls the offense. He has a lot of input in the offense, but you add that flavor from the OC. The players seemed really happy with Kevin Patullo. I mean, even going into this offseason program, they seemed like they're going to, you can't look the same like last year. You have to look a little bit different. You know what I mean? You're going to get figured out real quick. So you have to be good on diverse play calling. But he's going to be put to the test. It might take 4 weeks for this team to look normal. I mean, it took us till after week 5, after the bye week, what was it, week 5 last year, to really step up and play really well. You know what I mean? Screaming Paranormal, what's going on, man? This is going to be a heart attack season. It really is. It is. But it's a heart attack season in a good way. Like, I feel like we're gonna be, we want as much success as possible. And by the way, Scream Paranormal has been a member for 33 months. I appreciate it so much, man. It says, bro, people really are playing down AJ Quadzilla. Why? I mean, I don't think it was a bad. I mean, look, the reason why nobody signed him most likely is, it probably had offers. He definitely had offers, but I think coming to the Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, why wouldn't you want to come to Philadelphia behind Saquon Barkley? I mean, this gets him a bigger contract for next year, but having a neck injury, not a lot of teams want to sign a guy coming off a neck injury. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? Dreaming says Patullo called plays when Kellen Moore was here. Yeah, no, Patullo is the passing game coordinator, realistically. Okay. I think he's been involved, but he hasn't called a whole game of plays. He hasn't done any of that yet. He's not calling plays. Kellen Moore is calling the plays. Patullo did not call plays last year. I think he helped with what they were trying to do last year in the passing game, but I don't think he was calling plays. This is going to be the first year where he's going to be a full-time job of calling plays this year. So he obviously will be prepared before the season starts. There's no doubt about it, but Darren said, based on how dire the linebacker situation is without Nakobe, I think Campbell needs to be a linebacker. It's true. It's true. He will be. He will be. So from Aaron Wilson 10 minutes ago, it looked like the Eagles. It looks like the Eagles signed a defensive tackle. They signed another defensive tackle. Joe Evans. They signed 2 defensive tackles the other day. I think they're just trying to make room for the roster. They signed 2 guys the other day. From what it says, yes. From what it says. Sorry, let me fix this because it's kind of annoying me a little bit. And we're good to go. Okay. So Eagles signed former UTSA defensive tackle Joe Evans per league source. So they signed 2 D tackles the last couple days. They signed 2 defensive tackles the last couple of days just to fill out some of the, because you got to think of it. Campbell's not practicing. Dean's not practicing. Nolan Smith is not practicing. Okay. Nolan Smith is still dealing with the torn tricep, and he's probably going to miss a little tiny bit of time. I wouldn't say it's going to be as long as Campbell or Dean, obviously, but he's going to miss a little bit of time. So they're filling out some of this roster as we speak when it comes to a certain amount of guys. Let's see here. Chris says, no, I know what you did last summer is really good. Yeah, I didn't see it. Green says, I'm not saying it's from nowhere. Patul said he called plays during a conference. Yeah, I mean, maybe he did. I mean, he could have, but I don't think fully has he done a whole game by himself. Probably not. Giant Match Kenobi said, are you still sell? No. I hate that you got hacked. Yeah, no, that was not me. I can't even imagine what that live stream was like. I actually would love to see what that live stream was like. I'm not even kidding. Like, if I was able to watch that stream to see what everybody was saying, it probably was funny. It probably was pretty hilarious, honestly. Sorry, my damn thing keeps going off. The press conferences should be starting. Should be starting. Let's see. Jay said, over these next 2 drafts, we need to get our wide receiver depth together big time. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. The depth this year, I don't know. You got Terrace Marshall. What is he, like a former first, second round pick that's trying to prove himself? Johnny Wilson, I really hope he does well. I want Anaya Smith to do well. Like Johnny Wilson, man, I want to keep Johnny Wilson bad. Like his almost 6'7" height, good big frame. I mean, I hope he has a better offseason program. I really do. Really do. Who is that other kid? I forgot his name. Who's the tryout wide receiver that we signed as well? They've been signing a lot of speed too. They've been signing a lot of speed guys, especially for special teams. I mean, not going to be depth receivers, but we got to see who the punt returner is going to be. It's going to be that kid from the Falcons. I think Aaron Wilson. I forgot his name. I forgot the guy's name. The kid from the Falcons. Kick return is going to look probably a little bit different this year since, I mean, Will Shipley could be on kick return, but they need another guy. Not Darius Cooper. Giles Jackson. Yeah. Giles Jackson, the kid from Washington. That's another kid I'm pretty excited for. He's blazing fast, like blazing speed. Robert Patul knows Jalen's strengths and weaknesses best. I think he'll be more than prepared to keep Jalen Suzzle. This is where I get confused on Kevin Patul, because back in 23, when we had that downfall, when Brian Johnson was the so-called OC, okay, the problem that I had was if we were struggling so bad on offense and Nick was really taking over this offense and Brian Johnson was the scapegoat, why didn't Patul take over play calling in 23? That's what that's what I just don't get. Like, why didn't Patul take over play calling at that time? Was he not ready? I don't know. I don't know why he didn't take over play calling at that point when we were, when things were going bad at the end of the season. So, I don't know. So, King George says Johnny needs to hit the jug machine. Yeah, 100%, dude. 100% needs to hit it, dude. He's had some drops. He had a couple of OPI calls as well. So he had some OPI calls. Yeah, I think he only had I think he had like 1 touchdown this year. They even threw to him in the Super Bowl and he fucking dropped it. I don't know if it was a good pass. I forgot. But I know he dropped one in the Super Bowl. Terrence, I do think Johnny Wilson is making the team based on his run blocking ability. Oh, yeah, no, I think his blocking's good. He does a lot of the dirty work, Who's 6'3"? Oh, Campbell, yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Johnny Wilson. I was like, Johnny Wilson's almost 6'7". The last time we had a big receiver like that, slash like tight end, like Tyree Jackson, when he was here at tight end, the man couldn't stay healthy. But to have a guy at like almost 6'7", like that could produce, like he doesn't even have to play on the. I mean, shit. There was a point where last year we wanted him to play tight end. Not only did somebody mention like depth at receiver because Jahan Dotson's going to be gone, but tight end is going to be empty. Tight end is going to be a mess. Like, tight end is going to be probably a number 1 need next year. Beyond. Goddard's only here for this year. Calcaterra is not going to get extended. You have Kylan Granson. You have the kid from the Raiders that came over. You really don't have much. You don't really have much. You know, no one's going to get – none of those guys are getting extended. Calcaterra, you know, he's going to get a bigger contract with another team. Goddard re-signed is a good thing. I mean, but he's got to stay healthy, man. He can't miss 4 to 6 games. I mean, the only issue we've had with Goddard is he misses too many games. Just misses too much. Thank God he came back for the playoffs, man. Sorely missed. There. PHY24, what's going on, man? I can't wait to see Jay looks on this season. I'm thinking at least 5 to 7 sacks. Really liked what I saw in the playoffs. Yeah, dude. Yeah. You know, he got hurt in the offseason, and then he finally came back, played special teams, and then realistically, Fangio didn't put him to the rotation till late in the season. And then those late games in the late season were like his preseason games, like his build-up in the rotation. And then he got into the playoffs, and he just played really well. Jalix Hunt was like a safety transition to an edge rusher. I mean, I saw him in preseason last year covering running backs on wheel routes from the edge position. I mean, the kid's got talent. It's there. It's really there. He's a huge gem. He's a big gem. All right, so we got some jersey numbers. We got some jersey switches. So we got Eagles jersey number updates. We got Joshua Uche went from 13 to 0. Now we thought that Campbell was going to get that number 0. Azeez Ojulari from 52 to 13, which is Azeez Ojulari's number from Georgia, which is great. Ogbo, the newest defensive end that we just got, is now 50. Jacob Sykes is 93. Jacob Sykes is the DT we just picked up a couple of days ago. I think from the UFL or the UCFL, whatever it's called. Because he played in that league. I forgot what team he was on, the Brahmins or I think it's called the Brahmins. So those are the jersey numbers as of right now for some of the players. Okay, so we have, all right, so the press conference is on. It is on. See if we could play like a few.
To get ready to.
Oh, I could fucking hear it at least. It'll be nice.
You know, you get some guys back for their second, third year, but then you also got some young guys that I'm really excited about to see. And I know Bobby King and Ronell will do a great job. Obviously, the linebacker position is Vic's specialty as well. He'll have his hands all over that.
Yeah. I can't play too much of it because trust me, I just got back on YouTube. I don't need to get I don't need to get in trouble. I don't need to get in trouble today. I don't need to get that much in trouble today. So they are having their little press conference right now. So we'll see. There'll be tweets out on what's going on in this press conference. So there it is. See here. Appreciate everybody joining the chat, by the way. I don't know the onside kick rules. I'm not even sure, bro. I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. Chris Scott says, bold take. Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt will both have double-digit sacks. That would be fucking great. That would be amazing. A lot of pressure on Nolan Smith now. He's really coming to his own, man. After 23 with bad coaching and barely even playing him until like middle of the season. Okay. Then Vic Fangio comes in, man, and man. What a year. What do you have? Like 6.5 sacks with like, what do you have? Like 10.5 for the year with playoffs? Wombat says, bro, no one ran a 4.39 at the combine, a 4.39. That's insane. Yeah, dude, his testing was really good. King George says, will there be a shakedown pod now that camp is back and your channel is fixed? Have you talked to, I talk to 500 every day. I talk to him every day. Yeah, I thought we were going to be doing it this past Saturday, but obviously that wasn't going to happen since everything was going on. We will have the shakedown probably this Saturday. The Philly Shakedown podcast for 2025 season for the Philadelphia Eagles will start Saturday. We got a lot of stuff cooking right now. We got new clothing coming out for the 2025 season. Philly Shakedown clothing for the 25 season. Got some things cooking in the works. Still got some time to develop some things, but we're doing our thing. So we're doing our thing. Rick says, I'm truly worried about coverage. Back half opposite of Mitchell. Yeah, well, we got to look. We just have to give this time. Cornerback 2, we have to give it time. You got to give Ringo a chance, man. I don't think anybody's giving him a chance. You know what I mean? And, if Ringo doesn't get it done, I guess Adoree Jackson's going to take the job, man. I mean, I have a lot of faith in Ringo. I really do. I really do. Wama says, dude has receiver speed coming off the edge. Barkley ran a 4.4. Nolan ran a 4.3. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. He's got really good bend. Like, he gets real skinny behind tackles. Like, and Nolan Smith will be in that wide 9 where he lines up way outside the tackle to kind of pick his poison and really make sure that he's isolating himself with the tackle so he can kind of get in there quick to get pressure on the quarterback. So that's really worked. And that's really Vic Fangio. And you guys see Nolan Smith, he's been working with some veterans this past offseason program. He's been doing some training with a lot of guys. Max Crosby did some training with him a week or two ago. Nolan Smith isn't taking this lightly. He's been putting in the work, no doubt. He's been putting in the work. No doubt. Okay, so now we have some updates now, okay? Now we have some crucial updates, okay? Now here's the first one here. If I could do this right without screwing it up. Howie Rose says, Nakobe Dean will start training camp on PUP, okay? So he's going to be out. So he'll start on the PUP list. He won't count against the roster, okay? So this way they get fill out the roster during training camp. Jahad Campbell is not on PUP right now. So Jahad Campbell should be coming back, which I already kind of knew this was going to happen, especially with Jahad Campbell, because he looked like him and Makub have been training together, by the way, and should be back a lot sooner. I know Fangio said mid-August, but I mean, it could be mid-August. I mean, it could be a few weeks down the road, but hopefully maybe in another week, we'll see. So the Kobe Dean, it's unfortunate, but we get to see these other linebackers, what they could do. And that's good for us. If the Kobe Dean comes back later on in the season, he looks great. It's really up to Fangio what he wants to do. But if Campbell's playing well, and then you get to see like Small Munden from this camp, you get to see Trotter Jr. from this camp, what these guys could do. So, and we'll see. We'll see. So that's good news. So Campbell coming back, good. Okay. Let's see here. We got Martin Frank. Says Sirianni says Jahad Campbell worked really hard to be ready for camp. Says being ready is a huge opportunity for him. Yes. That's good news. Good. Need our first-round pick on the field as fast as possible. Need him on the field, no doubt. We need him on the field. So he will be. So Jahad Campbell will be on the field to begin training camp. So good, man. So he's already going to be. So So yeah, so he's gonna be practicing. Now it really depends on how much they're gonna put on him, like the load he's going to take, pause, how much they're gonna put, how much they're gonna really work him this early. Maybe he's gonna do some light stuff. We'll see how the practice really goes when it happens. Skid, what's going on, man? Say, hey, Joey, what are your thoughts about the Eagles trading for Will McDonald from the Jets, especially now with Joe Douglas is back with us and he drafted him? And what is he, a free agent? Oh, so it's a trade candidate? Yeah, I'm not really sure, man. I'm not really sure. I mean, they could. If they need more depth at the position, if they feel like they can get a starter and I don't know out of him, then that's what they could do. If that's what they want to do, then fine. You know what I mean? I don't know if the Eagles I feel like there could be another trade looming. You know what I mean? Joe Douglas. It seems like he's going back to his original position under Howie, like being Howie's right hand man. So it's nice that Joe Douglas is back. I thought Joe Douglas was given a really bad hand when he went to the New York Jets, especially he signed with the Jets as the general manager right after the Jets did their free agency and did their draft. So it's kind of ridiculous. You know. PHY says, I loved how Hurts has handled everything over his football career, but they moved the goalpost every time he wins. Yeah, I've been seeing all the news, bro, about he's not a top 10 quarterback and that he's getting carried and all this bullshit that's been going on. It's just so exhausting to talk about at this point. Like, I don't even make videos on it because it's just so fucking exhausting just to prove a point on how valuable that kid is to this franchise. It's just, I can't even it's just nuts, man. Oh, yeah, Tommy says T.Y. Robinson. I keep forgetting about T.Y. Robinson, bro. T.Y. Robinson, White Gorilla, going to have a really good camp. Yeah, I feel like he's going to have a good camp, too. Keep forgetting him at DT. Let's see what else we got here. So nothing else they're saying that's anything crazy important right now. Here we go. Nolan Smith is already out on the field already. How about that? Because Nolan Smith is one of the first Eagles out here working on his pass rushing moves before the first practice starts. How about that, man? That guy is working his tail off. How about that? I'm going to be going back and forth the chat. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything, updating you guys on anything. All right. So it's good. So Nakobe Dean is really the only one that's on PUP list right now. He's the only one. He is the only one on PUP list, which is good. So everyone else is on the field. So my favorite clip of Hurts is when he's passing the TV in the media is talking shit. He looks at it briefly and thinkers. Then we kick the Chiefs' ass. Yeah, he wanted to stay in that game too. He wanted to drop. I would have dropped 50 on them. I would have. Once the Eagles started putting in their backups and they scored a couple touchdowns pretty easily. I mean, they scored garbage fucking points. I mean, they just scored garbage points at the end of the game. We had Sidney Brown. We had Tristan McCollum in the game at safety. I mean, you know, Worthy had a field day at the end of the game, but Tanner says, I know T.Y. Robinson, but who's T.Y. Robinson? T.Y. Robinson, man, is the third round pick, I think, for the Eagles. He's a big DT. That's very violent. He's got a really good bull rush, and he should have been. I think Ty should have been like a second round pick of this draft, a late second, and the Eagles got him. So could have got him. Yo, Blaze, what's going on, man? Member for 38 months. Thank you so much, Joey. I'm at work. Just came to say what's up. What's going on, Blaze? Thank you for joining up, man. I appreciate it, dude. Appreciate you coming in. It means the world. It means the world. All right, see what else we got. See what else we got. How about them fucking Super Bowl rings, bro? How about them Super Bowl rings? Oof. Man, that was beautiful. That is the most beautiful fucking ring I have ever seen. And that's just not even me being biased. That shit was so damn good. So they didn't really say anything else at this press conference, I guess. I guess Vic Fangio's not. I think maybe we're going to hear from the coaches after. Maybe some of the press conferences after. So we'll see. Obviously, I'll be playing video from some of training camp. That's not official video from the Eagles, but from the beat writers and stuff. So shout out to the beat writers. Shout out to all the beat writers for doing their thing. Eagles got the Batman signal Super Bowl rings. Yeah, dude. It's just crazy, bro. Because when I saw the wing, when I just saw the wings, the eagle wings on like the bottom of the ring on both sides, I thought that was a really nice touch to the ring. But until I found out that there was a lot more going on with that ring, pressing a button and the wings pop out. That shit, they got to trademark that shit. They have to trademark that so nobody else uses that shit. I know. I always call him Ty. I always call him Ty. I don't know why. You know how I am with the names of players. Place, it's been a while. Had to take a month off football. Yeah, I get it. Like everybody needs like I needed some breathing space too. You know what I mean? Once you get into May, June, July, like that's when you need like a break away from football, like a mini vacation away from football. And now we're back into it. Now we're back. Completely back now, which is good. So the only news we've gotten from this press conference is that Jahad Campbell is on the field today. He is back. And the only player that's not practicing is Nakobe Dean on PUP list. So he will not count towards the roster, obviously. And he'll stay on PUP for a while. I don't know when he's going to come back, man. It's just crazy. Just he's been hurt every freaking year, man. Been hurt every year. You know what's funny? I look this way because remember my camera used to be like in this direction. It's not there anymore. So I always look at this direction like my camera's there, but it's right here. I always get confused now. Kind of crazy. Regardless, man, it's going to take AliExpress to make the replica. There are replicas out. I don't know if the replicas actually have the wings popping out. I've seen replicas for 200. I've seen replicas for 60. I'm trying to find one I'm trying to find a site that's like real that I know I'm not going to get, I've already been hacked enough as it is. Darren says, Nick Sirianni says he and Howie Roseman talk every day, including about how Howie learned coming off winning the Super Bowl in 17 via Elliott Short Park. All right. That's good. Oh, I'm really glad. I'm really glad that they have a good relationship. Like dude, this team could be a fucking, like, all they have to do is just keep drafting well and producing these players and get it. Like, that's all they got to do. Like, this is why you let Milton Williams go. This is why you let Josh Sweat go and get the money. You let those guys be fulfilled, go get their money and bring guys in, produce them. Now you have a defensive coordinator that knows every layer of this defense, every player's strengths, every player's weaknesses. Now he knows everything about all these players now. And it just to have that in the building, Okay, here's another one. So it says, Howie Roseman confirmed that the team expects to have 13 picks in the 2026 NFL Draft. Those can be used to improve the team this year. They can be used to improve the team next year. So what he is saying is that I could use some of that draft compensation to make some trades before the season starts. And I have a feeling, that they're not done. I got a feeling that they got one more trick up their sleeve. 13 picks is a lot of picks. You have a lot of comp picks coming to you next year. Okay. So you're prepared. I mean, not only can you have a great season this year and win your third Lombardi trophy, but at the end of the day, like, you have 13 picks for next year's draft, and potentially they could be using some of these picks for another player, something. What did I say? What did I say the last month? I said, and I'm not Mr. Right. I'm not right all the time. I just say, hey, go sign a veteran edge rusher that's out there. And they went and they got one. Nolan Smith is not Nolan Smith is apparently practicing, so that's good. And they still signed a veteran edge rusher. You know, it's okay to sign one 30-year-old player in a deep rotation. Who cares? You know what I mean? So it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Good thing. I'm just making sure the stream is running right on here. Okay. 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 So that's good news. That's good news. So Howie Roseman's always trying to improve the roster regardless of what's going on. Good. I mean, we know this. We know that more moves could be in the making. So appreciate the 100 people in the chat right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you definitely hit the like button. If you guys haven't hit the like button, really helps with algorithm and things like that. So I appreciate it so much, and all the support you guys have been giving me through the last few days, and obviously, however long you guys have been subscribed for. I appreciate it so much. So we are going to be streaming this entire practice and then the press conferences afterwards. And then obviously I will have a video on all the information the next day, the next morning, early morning before we start up and all that great stuff. So ready to go. Ready to go. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Sorry. I had to switch back for a second, which is good. So it says both Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni have stressed that the best players will play regardless of their age or level of experience. Sirianni points to how the team leaned on multiple young players last season, and that is true. But, you know, you're not just throwing young players to the fire, man, but this is how you got to throw players in the fire, and you got to see what they could do. Do they sink? Do they swim? Do they produce? And that's what they did, man. It's just this youth movement in Philadelphia is really paying off, man. The drafting is paying off. The more you draft, the more cap space you're going to have. The more you draft, well, you know, shit, the more moves you could make. You know, it's you increase the time of your championship run, you know, every single year. And it's great. Couldn't ask for more. You know? Okay. I got you, Wombat. I got you. PH Wise, I can't wait to see this offense cook the Browns defense in joint practice. Yeah. Yeah. The Eagles have a good relationship with the Browns. They always practice with them. They always. It's either them or the Patriots, or they always practice with the Browns. They practice with the Browns a lot. Blake says, football is back, baby. Can't wait to see Jihad this year. Well, Jihad is on the field. So Jihad is on the field right now. No pup list. Nakobe Dean is the only player that's not playing right now. That's it. That's it. We're good to go. We are good to go. Okay. We got Jalen Hurts. Damn alarm. I have like a million alarms throughout the day. We got Jalen Hurts walking onto the field right now. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Chris says, Howie just said he will improve this team if necessary this season. He owes it to us fans. Oh, I mean, I don't think he owes. I mean, I think he's done you know, we're coming off a Super Bowl right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a wait and see approach with what happens in camp. You know, if something is not working out, Howie Roseman's gonna look for trades. He's gonna look for something. You know what I mean? And most of the time it's quiet and then it just happens. We never really hear rumors. Sometimes maybe a nibble or two of rumors of them going after somebody. But I kind of want to see, you know, what's going on, you know? It's gonna be a wait and see approach with everything. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. See. All right, so they're just coming out to practice right now. They're just coming out. So we're good to go with that. Blaze said, did the hack get rid of all the mods? I don't know. It seems like I think it did happen. I think it did. But I already added some mods already, so. Let's see. The Bull RJ, what's going on? I'm so ready for let's win. I'm still happy the Eagles won the Bowl on my 30th birthday. Insane. You know what's funny? My girlfriend's birthday was on Super Bowl day. Same day. Same day. Which is kind of crazy. I'm playing. Chris said, I'm excited to see Makuba and Ringo. I mean, those are really the two, like, because those two are very important to what those positions are going to look like. Because behind Makuba, you're looking at Sidney Brown. I mean, I want to see Sidney Brown do well. I want to see him do well. And you got Tristan McCollum still here as well, too. So he was more of the backup for us last year. Like I said, I'm not really. I think McCollum's got good tackling, but his coverage is kind of suspect. Sidney Brown kind of struggled on both, you know, when he had his opportunities, but he barely played safety last year. He was more of a special teamer, and he was a good special teamer last year, you know. So reps. Wombat says, we back, though. The champs are here. We are in the fucking building, bro. We are in the fucking building right now. Tanner says, in the other news, here's the odds for the Browns QB battle. Joe Flacco, Ketty, hold on. I just lost it. Oh, there it is. Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shadur Sanders. That's crazy, bro. That's so many fucking quarterbacks, man. That's crazy. Blaze said, are you going to the season opener? Probably not, because it's a weekday. I got to work early in the day. So I don't think that's going to work. If it was the weekend, then I probably would have went. But I don't think that's going to happen, though. Tara says, Jalen Carter not warming up with the rest of the team. Previously sat out the last day of spring practices. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any serious injuries or anything like that at all. The Bull says, shout to your woman. That's great. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. I'm glad that you enjoyed the birthday and it worked out for me as well. Dave says Miles Sanders caught a Super Bowl with all them fumbles. God. I don't know. I heard all that news is fake now. I don't know what to believe anymore. He goes to the Cowboys because I figured, like, because nobody wants him. It's the only team where he has a legit shot at starting at running back because they have no running backs. They have no fucking running backs. They got nobody. You know what I mean? They got nobody there. So hey, guess who's at Eagles practice? Who's at the first training camp here? We got Jason Kelsey is at practice. I think he's talking to Kevin Petula right there. Jason Kelsey, he's not making a commercial. He's not doing. He had time to come to Eagles training camp. Damn, he had time to do it. Shit. All right. Okay. Jason Kelsey at practice. There you go. All right, so it is right. Kenyon Green is not practicing today. Why? I don't know. Not really sure. Oops. All right, turn off the audio so I don't get messed up. Then we got Saquon Barkley here. Saquon Barkley takes the field for his second Eagles training camp. Nick Sirianni says the conditioning test, the Eagles came back in great shape for the start of camp practices. Great. You know, you always worried going into the season, like after over 2,000 yard season, okay, you want to wonder how his body feels. And I guess he's doing all right. He's in the prime of his career right now. And, you know, I can't wait to see Saquon Barkley try to do this again for another year. It's just been just like Jalen Hurts said in the Super Bowl after they won, it was, you know, he was the final piece to this team. I mean, realistically, offensively, I mean, we have these product backs that could any running back that's a mid tier back, barely even that could hit 1,000 yards. But Saquon Barkley, man, been on another fucking level, bro. Another level, no doubt. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, so Jason Kelsey is there. I know he's got a lot of heat since he retired, but I still love. Yeah, no, I mean, I've, you know, me and Philly fuck around. Like my brother, you know, we always mess around talking about that. But you know, I don't think we've had a chance to really miss him just because we always see him all the time since he retired. You know. Have you watched the Cowboys are a media-driven organization, but not surprised Jerry, out of all the owners, would throw shade at his own star player. It's a mess over there, bro. It's a mess. You know, now he's saying, "Oh, you know, if we were going to sign him, we would have signed him. You know, he was hurt 6 games last year, blah blah blah." And it's like Micah Parsons is having an interview at camp, and he's talking shit. I mean, it's just it's so dysfunctional. It's the most dysfunctional shit I've ever seen in my life. So dysfunctional, bro. It's crazy shit. It really is. Chris said we could see Vic experiment with Makuba at nickel and Dejina say, yeah, maybe. I mean, we heard from Fangio himself that he could see him playing safety. Even this past offseason, he said he sees him playing safety. That they, in minicamp, they actually moved him to safety. So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be very interesting. No doubt. Bradley says, you think we get Justin Simmons? He's waiting. If Makuba and Sidney Brown don't really pan out, especially Makuba, I feel like it's waiting in the wings right now. I feel like it's waiting in the wings a little bit right now. So I'm not. Justin Simmons wants to come to Philadelphia so badly. You know, he didn't really have a good season last year with Atlanta. You know, I don't know if we're really getting the same player. I mean, I think Justin Simmons is a leader. You know, I think under Fangio, he could probably play a lot better. But we'll see, you know. Time will tell. Time will tell. So it says that Kenyon Green was working with the third team offensive line during OTAs. Now he reportedly isn't practicing today. Yeah, I mean, Kenyon Green was in the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trade. We got Kenyon Green. He's a former first-round pick that just hasn't worked out. He was in the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trade. So is it going to be Tyler Steen? Is it going to be Trevor Keegan? I mean, fuck, dude, I wanted Mekhi Becton back so badly, bro. Like, we, like, revived his fucking career. Like, I wanted him back so bad. So bad. Unfortunately, yo, look at Jordan Davis, bro. Look at Jordan Davis. Jesus. Look at him. I mean, remember that picture from the they're already working on like the hype video for the season already, and they had him standing there. I mean, he looks he looks way thinner, dude. Imagine if his pass rush, imagine if his pass rush is even better. I mean, I got to say, look, he lost, players' bodies and how they handle their bodies. I think Jordan Davis had an issue on keeping his body conditioned throughout the year. But I think as the season went on and he got in really good shape, he was apparently doing a lot of bicycle work at the end of the year last year. I mean, the playoffs, dude, the NFC Championship game, the Super Bowl, he had 2 sacks. But I don't even care about the sacks. I mean, he's clogging the hole. You know, he's helping out Jalen Carter as much as he possibly can, and obviously who's to his side, whether it's Hunt or Nolan Smith. I mean, it's got to be a big year for him. I mean, I'm glad that the Eagles picked up his 5th-year option, so he's here this year, and he's here throughout the 26th season. So we have him for 2 more years, which is great, which is an awesome thing. Can't even complain. Wama says, I mean, he really never gets hit. You know, Barkley gives out more punishment than he receives. Hardest hit he took was on the backwards hurdle, and even that wasn't that bad, really. No, and you're right. But, you know, he's not getting hit as much as he was in New York. In the backfield, he was getting hit. You're getting hit in the backfield a lot before you can even get to the second level or even between the tackles. You know, you're going to have, you know, he's had injuries. You know, we know Barkley's had some injuries. He's had some season-ending injuries in the past. So, now where he's barely getting, I mean, I want to see the percentage of him getting touched, like before he runs between the tackles, between what he did with the Giants, what he did with the Eagles in his first year. I mean, it's probably night and day percentage wise. I mean, night and day. Yeah, the Eagles didn't officially announce the sign, but they're Joe Evans wearing 61. Oh, they're inside defensive linemen. So they signed, two DTs. Joe Evans apparently could play 3 technique. He could play nose as well. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Jay Pope's his big year of loading. Davis got to work to get paid. But yeah, I don't think the Eagles are paying him, dude. I think they're picking up his 5th year, and I think that's it. I think he's playing this year, and then he's playing in the 26th season. And that's it. I don't think he's going to be here after 2 years. I don't think he's going to get extended. You have too many guys you got to pay, bro. Too many guys you got to pay. You got to pay. I mean, obviously the biggest contract right now is going to be Jalen Carter. That's like the number one contract that's got to get done is Jalen Carter. Okay. Then, like a couple years down the road, remember, Cooper DeJean doesn't have a 5th-year option because he's a 2nd-round pick. And Quinyon Mitchell has the 5th-year option, so they have an extra year they can wait or whatever. They could use that 5th-year option as a loophole to extend him. So that's what they like doing. So you have to watch out for that as well. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're getting a first look at Jahad Campbell. First look. Oops. Can't do that. Gonna get in trouble. Okay. So here's the first look at Jahad Campbell. Fucking aggressive, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for this. I really can't. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for it. I really am. He looks good. He looks really in shape. I can't wait. Bobby King has done such a good job. Bobby King was such a random coach signing. So random. I mean, Fangio even said one of his assistant coaches said, "Oh, just go sign Bobby King. He's a really good coach." Bobby King, I think he developed a couple Pro Bowlers. He was with the Titans. That I forgot his name. Somebody tell me that linebacker, that outside linebacker guy. I know he's not on the Titans anymore. He signed a big deal. I know Bobby King produced him on the Titans. I forgot his damn name. But look at Jahad Campbell right now. fuck, man? It's crazy, bro. He looks good. He looks good. Aziz Al-Shiri. Yeah, that's the I knew it was a name I didn't know. So he produced Aziz Al-Sharir. I can't even say his name right, but he signed a big deal. I forgot where he went, but he was a linebacker. Bobby King developed him and got paid a big contract. So Chucks, I'm a little late, but DeJean could definitely play safety and play it well. He's so physical. Oh no, and he's got high IQ. He's got just great football IQ. Really smart. So Wombat says average 3.8 yards before contact in 24. And an older report from September 2020 mentioned that Barkley was hit behind the line of scrimmage 11 times in a single game while playing for the Giants. That's fucking insane, bro. That's insane. Appreciate that info, Wombat. Appreciate you looking that up. I appreciate it. Oh, he went to the Texans. Okay. Houston. Okay. I don't remember these things. So, where guys sign and, a few years later, I don't know, where they're at or anything like that. But look at Jahad Campbell. Man. Yeah, I saw the sake. Yeah, I don't know if they're even. People are saying it's fake. I don't know. Half of it's true. Half of it's fake. I don't even know. I'm not sure. Yo, ZY, what's going on, dude? We are back, bro. We're ready for this third trophy. I'm already ready for it. I'm ready for it already. We got, I mean, guys, we got like August will be done before we know. Like this is going to be like, the days are going to go by so fast. All right, so we got to look at Jahad Campbell, which is great. So that's awesome. Glad to see some action. Awesome. Awesome. We got 137 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Helps out the algorithm. You know how YouTube works. Appreciate everybody joining, and we're all going through this together. For technically second day of training camp, but here we got to look at God. My headphones are like swirling right now. But we got some of the stretches from earlier. Appreciate it, Disrupt. Appreciate it so much, man. Means a lot. Ace, I could see Campbell, Dean, and Bond on the same field in certain packages. Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, the more versatility you have with a lot of these players, the more, like, even if you have an injury, you can always move somebody around and your defense won't miss a beat. That's why having that versatility is just so fucking important for this defense. And Fangio's going to do a good job. So, you know what I mean? See what else we got. I don't know if this is the same drill. This could be a different drill with Campbell. I'm not really sure. Oh, no, it's just him walking around. Let's see. Brad said, what up with Carter not warming up with the team, injury or contract? No, I think he's fine. I don't know. He's not on the injury. He's not on the injury report. So it could be, could be resting today for some reason. I'm not really sure. But nobody else is on PUP list besides Nakobe Dean. So there's two others, Carter and one of the DTs that we just signed like a couple days ago is not practicing. Oh no, offensive line wise, sorry, not practicing today. So nobody insanely crazy that we know of, but Tyler says Vic made it known he is not running the same defense. It will be similar but different. And Vic, we trust. Yeah, you know what? On top of everything else, you got to think about like this too. Like he's starting to draft his own type of system type guys for this system that he's running. You know, like he's going to be drafting more of his own. You know, he took over a roster that, you know, that wasn't really ultimately, not all of it was his. He kind of inherited I mean, you got to look, you got to, a lot of coordinators that go to other teams that get signed to other teams, they sign the players that they used to, you know, used to coach, or he didn't do any of that. He really didn't do any of that. He didn't bring in any of those Miami players. He didn't sign Van Ginkel. He didn't sign any of these other players from Miami or anybody else around the league that he used. I have to give him a lot of respect for that, because a lot of these DCs and OCs that go to other teams, they start bringing in their players that were successful under them in the past. And he didn't do none of that. You know, you gotta give him respect for that. The number one thing I give him respect for, you know. All right, so we got more Jod Campbell. I think this is the same one, but from a different angle, probably. This might be the same one from a different angle, most likely. That's great. Jod Campbell looks good. He looks good. He looks good. Okay. Oh shit, I missed it. Here's all right, here's Jihad. Here's another Jihad right here. I got another one. I got another Jihad Campbell. Looks like it's a scoop drill, I think. Scoop drill. Terrence says suffer together to come closer together. Super Bowl winning head coach Nick Sirianni says the Eagles need to suffer together in training camp to help win. Yeah, I mean they gotta practice hard, man. They gotta practice hard. You know. He said the coaches and majority of the players will make things so much better in a year too. Remember, Reed said how light years they were in the spring. Believe that the rookies will benefit. Yeah, I mean, you're not, there's no veteran favoritism. You're not signing older guys. You're not putting older guys in front of young guys just because you're worried about putting them on the field. That's been one of the biggest problems we've had over the years. And we just had bad coaching we've had bad coaching before Fangio came. We've haven't, coordinators are leaving, they're signing, they're leaving after a year, 2 years. You know what I mean? And now now you're consistent now you're consistent with the drafting. Howie Roseman's been a lot better. They've been drafted from SEC schools the last few years now. So there's a lot going on. There's definitely a lot going on, and it's all positive. It's all positive. Big D says, Joey, what's your biggest concern going to the season? Into the season? I mean, realistically, it's knocking the rust off. It's knocking the rust off. It's Kevin Patullo, because I need to see what he's going to bring to this offense. It's our schedule after the Cowboys. You're facing Kansas City. I mean, you got a few really tough games in the beginning. They're hitting us with playoff teams, 4 playoff teams right after the Cowboys. So that beginning is going to be, I'm hoping to win like 3 out of the 4 if they could do that, but the Eagles starters don't play in preseason. You know what I mean? So they don't play in preseason. They don't get enough snaps, and they just practice until the regular season. But, it's going to be interesting, man. It's the beginning of the schedule is what worries me a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So we saw some Jihad Campbell. We got some Jalen Hurts to Saquon Barkley in a handoff here. Nice. Cool. Check my notifications. Well, what's up? Oh. So Kenyon Green. All right, so no Kenyon Green, so sleeve on the right leg. Okay. So he is wearing a sleeve on the right leg. All right. That sucks. I wonder if he just got hurt, or I don't know. I'm not really sure. How the hell did that happen? What did he do? Did he slip on a banana peel? What happened? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Let's see. All right, we got some wide receiver drills. How about that? Wide receiver drills in action. A.J. Brown leading the way. See here. I'm trying to multitask here. Yo, what's going on, man? Say, hey, Joey, what's good? Nice to see you back. I changed your tile from day 2 to day 1. Well, yeah, I mean, technically it is day 1, but they showed up. There was camp the other day. They didn't practice, but camp technically started yesterday, but they didn't practice yesterday. So yeah, I'll switch it to day 2, day 1. So, Tyree Ergel, what's going on, man? If A.J. Dillon is healthy, the league is in trouble. A healthy A.J. Dillon was a bruiser and a good pass blocker. He needs to work on his catching. Yeah, I think in the passing game, it's pretty efficient. But, you know, I don't know how many passes they threw to Gainwell. I remember that one game that I don't know if it was the Steelers game. I forgot it was just the Steelers game. I forgot what game. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if how many times I mean, I need Will Shipley to play this year. Like, if I want a back in the passing game, it's got to be Will Shipley. And I'm just using A.J. Dillon north and south, and even an outside runner, and he's just going to fucking punish somebody. I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so here is the practice report. Okay. So, Eagles practice report. Jalen Carter. All right, it's a shoulder injury. Oh, boy. All right. Jalen Carter, shoulder. Kenyon Green, knee, not practicing. Most likely not serious, or else they'd be on PUP list. Okay, so that makes sense. Jurgens, back. God Campbell, shoulder, limited. Okay, so Campbell's practicing, but on a light practice. That's fine. Kenyon Green, knee. Okay, so we're set. So Jalen Carter with the shoulder. Okay, so none of this is serious, which is fine. You know, guys, sometimes guys come into camp having, you know, because these guys are training too. They're not sitting on their ass all day. They're training in the off season before camp, and maybe Carter came into the first day of camp with a little, you know, maybe he's just got his shoulder hurts a little bit or whatever. So it's the first day. I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make a big deal out of any of it at all. But so that's your news right there. So for all of that. We got some ball security drills. Ball security. Okay. See here. Let's see. Yeah, so one of those reports said it's my understanding that Carter and Green aren't long-term concerns. Also sound like Campbell and Jurgens will be on a rep count. And that's fine. That's fine. It's very it's the first day. I'm not worried about it, you know. If they're not on PUP list, if it was serious, then they would be on PUP list and they wouldn't be practicing for a bit. So yo, what up, Bobby? What's going on, buddy? What up, Joey? What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Hope you're having a fantastic day. First day of training camp for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see here. Looking pretty good. Do. Okay. We got Jeff Stoutland. Jeff Stoutland with the offensive line. Appreciate it, Bob. Doing good, man. Yeah, but I mean, shit. Got here. Look at the kid from Michigan, number 78, all the way to the right. Miles Hinton, the 6th-round pick from Michigan. That dude is going to be the starting right tackle for Lane Johnson. I really hope he wins that right guard spot. I really do. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not really sure if I have too much trust in Tyler Steen. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm hoping. He was hurt in the offseason last year as well. And then Mekhi Becton, I think Mekhi Becton was already in the lead for that right guard spot regardless. But Miles Hinton, bro. Yeah. I have a good feeling about Miles Hinton. I've been a big fan of Miles Hinton. Beyond. Big fan. So, I mean, right guard spot should be. We'll find that out sooner or later. Yeah, Carter is out. Yeah, Carter is out. Nothing serious. We got some. Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown. Yeah, Keegan was another one, Bobby. Keegan was another one that wasn't he hurt in the offseason? A lot of guys, see, when a lot of these guys, when they get hurt, especially in their rookie season, a lot of these guys get hurt, man. Like, they just, it's hard to climb back up. It's hard to climb back up and get a starting job, or at least be in contention for a backup job. So, he missed a little bit of time with, I don't know what injury he even had. I don't even remember, but he missed some time as well. But he's another one I'm pretty excited about too. See what he could do, and hopefully, you go in these off-season programs, especially training camp, these guys got to stay healthy. You miss just a little bit of time in training camp, that's what happens. What happens? Yeah, I think he was hurt. Yeah. What it looked like, what it seemed like. What it seemed. All right, so Jahad Campbell. We're seeing some of the same things here. Terrence, didn't Keegan play in preseason last year? He might have. He might have played. He might have. I'm not sure. He might have came back from the injury and maybe played a game. I don't remember too much. I don't remember too much. Don't remember too much. What else we got here? Yeah, Jordan Davis looks thinner than thin. Who's excited for Jahad Campbell, bro? I'm pumped for Jahad Campbell. Pretty psyched. Pretty psyched. All right, so here we go. We got some plays going on now. We got 11 on 11 team drills. Okay? All All right, switch back here. So it says here, Eagles start 11 on 11 team drills with Ringo and Quinion outside corner, Sidney Brown at safety, Trotter and Bond at linebacker, Morrow, Jomo, and Carter's place next to Davis. Okay. Then we have, let's see, with the Eagles in nickel, they now have Brown at safety, DeJean at nickel. Keely Ringo is the starting opposite of Quinion, okay, which we just seen. First Eagles team stats. Cooper DeJean was the starting safety in the base defense with Keely Ringo and Quinion Mitchell at outside corner. First snap of nickel had DeJean in the slot with Sidney Brown coming in at safety. Okay. Sidney Brown's getting some work in. DeJean is moving to safety for a few snaps here or there, but moving back to nickel. So base they changed a few people, but nothing crazy. Ringo opposite of Quinion Mitchell. Sidney Brown comes in at safety for some plays. Not bad. You gotta move these guys around, see what they could do. This is it. This is what we're looking for, man, for the regular season. And it's gonna go on every single day till we find out. I just dropped my phone. Every single day until we find out. Mm-hmm. Let's see. It says Jod Campbell is participating in team drills as an off-ball linebacker with second team. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Zach Ball are two linebackers with the starters. So, all right. So Zach Ball and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. starting it up. And we know that Jod Campbell's getting some light work. So I don't think he's going to get a ton of reps today. But for the first day, he'll get some stuff. So that's good. You know, that's good. KDK says if Big Holland Pierce gets any run at guard the preseason, he will make the team. He is good in confined space. I think he's had issue with like hand placement. He's the undrafted free agent from Rutgers, right? What is he like 6'7", 6'8"? That guy 3. I forgot what is. I mean, he's a big dude. Yeah, he's gonna be. You know, we're gonna find out. I mean, yeah, we'll see what he could do. You know, if Stalin could turn him into anything. I think he's had issues with some of his hand placement and stuff and technique wise. I think he's got the athletic ability and the size. It's just, I think it just comes down to his technique and stuff. That's what I heard on Holland Pierce. So it's not bad. So DeJean and Sidney Brown are getting some reps at safety, base, nickel, Keely Ringo on second number 2 cornerback opposite of Quinion Mitchell, where he should be, obviously. Nothing on AJ Dillon yet. No, not yet. There's this rookie Drew Kendall has taken over Brett Toth at second team's. Brett Toth is fucking horrible. That guy's bad. That guy can't even. That guy's not a great blocker. Not. It's just he's not good at even snapping the ball. Like I mean Kendall. I mean your 6th round pick. Your 6th round pick and Drew Kendall is already beaten him with the second team already. That's pretty good. I don't think Toth will not be a backup center for this team. Obviously, I mean, Drew Kendall, yeah, I mean, he'll probably be next in line. And obviously you have Landon Dickerson too, because he took over for one of the games for us this past year as well. So okay, so now we got Jod Campbell and Small Munden with 2s at linebacker, Makuba with 2s at safety. Okay. Working everybody. So you're working DeJean, you're working Sidney Brown, and now they're putting Makuba with the second team safety now. Good. Very, 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 very good. Yes, the Kyle McCord was up before DTR QB3. They only took one rep. Yeah, Dorian Thompson. We're gonna find out more. Dorian Thompson. McKee is gonna be an interesting one too because there's been a lot of trade rumors with him. Whether they're true or not, I remember pretty much right after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, there was already Kenny Pickett trade rumors, and then they died down for a good month, and then he got traded. So it's gonna be an interesting one, no doubt. With quarterbacks, I want to see Kyle McCord too. I mean, you got a lot of quarterbacks that have different skill sets. I mean, Dorian Thompson is almost a similar skill set to Jalen Hurts because he is a he could obviously run and do some of the similar things that he could do. But then you have McCord, that's a bigger quarterback, more of a pocket passer, and McKee is more of a pocket type guy as well. So yeah, I hope McKee's locked up cornerback too. I hope he has. We want to see, because we were used to seeing McKee play a lot of the late backups, in the second half of these preseason games this past year. So that's been not a problem, but we want to see him against better talent. And we got to see him in a couple games this year, which was great. So couldn't really complain about that at all. We got some AJ Brown here on some Browns. See here. That's his first 11 on 11. Tyler Steen, right guard. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. next to Zach Bond. Sidney Brown, safety next to Reed Blankenship. Keely Ringo at right cornerback. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Just about right. Ryers, I'm rooting for Sidney Brown. He deserves to start at least. Oh, I think he deserves a shot. I mean, he's got to earn it. You know what I mean? He barely played safety last year. He played mostly special teams all last year. 23, he had a lot of reps at safety. Had a big injury, obviously, at the end of the year, and then came off the injury, and then played a lot of special teams. Showed up maybe in one game for a few. I mean, barely had any snaps at safety. So you got to give these guys a shot. Give a guy a shot to compete. And we'll see. We will see. See what else we got. There you go. Tanner McKee with a deep touchdown to Terrace Marshall. Marshall beat Ringo down the sideline. Yeah. Yeah. Good for Tanner McKee. Good for Terrence Marshall because he's been around for a while now. And Ringo getting beat is not a good sign right now. Oh, man. Terrace Marshall. Not good. Not good. Not a good sign. Or Ringo's getting beat by a receiver that's not even a starter in the league. Not even about McKee. Ringo's not getting beat by a quarterback too. McKee's got a good fucking arm. So, but this shit, that's interesting. A little worrisome, but it's one pass, so can't make a big deal about it. Can't make a big spiel about it. Let's see. We got another one here. Quinyon Mitchell breaks up a one-handed catch attempt by A.J. Brown deep down the field, 7-on-7. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to see. Quinyon Mitchell, I'm not even really worried about him at all, but let me tell you, iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. I mean, you want to go against the best receivers, you got them right there. Right there. These corners are going to get a lot of work between all those guys. A lot of work. It's still all day one. Let's see what Ringo does for it. Yeah, I mean, that's, I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to panic over it like crazy. Fish from SpongeBob says, Joey, any chance you think any trade for a veteran corner if Ringo struggles all camp? Obviously not overreact to one play, but just curious. I mean, you have a veteran corner. I mean, you got one here. You know what I mean? Adoree Jackson's already in the building. So I don't think you're going out and trading for a cornerback. I don't think you're doing any of that. And then, Eli Ricks is here, but, I don't know if he's even going to he'll have an opportunity, but I don't think Eli Ricks is going to be good enough to get a starting job at number 2. So it might be Adoree Jackson. If Ringo starts struggling, I mean, it could be Adoree Jackson. It possibly could be. I mean, so far, every Georgia Bulldog has worked out for this team, and Ringo is like the only one as of right now. Special teams, he's great. As a gunner going downfield on kickoff or whatever, or on punt, he's really great, but that's what's going to keep him around is on special teams. Ringo gets playing time because of special teams. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. See how it goes. See. All right. Got Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt gets to Jalen Hurts for a likely sack. That's good. What else we got? All right, so really interesting enough, it looks like Makuba and Sidney Brown are splitting reps. They're splitting reps on 11 on 11s at safety. So not surprising there with that at all. See. We got one by Will Shipley. Will Shipley with a nice run in 11 versus 11. Definitely has some burst out of the backfield. Good. That's what I want to hear. I want to see running back. I want to see Will Shipley getting better. Nothing. I heard nothing on what's his face yet. AJ Dillon. I haven't heard anything on. I mean, Makuba splitting reps right now. I haven't heard anything on how they look. They never show, so they don't record 11 on. They never record 11 on 11s. They never do. They never, ever do. The only time they actually record stuff is when they do, obviously, drills. Just drills. But nice to see, yeah, like she said, Ethan said, good for Hunt. Yeah, no, I mean, good. I'm glad. I want to see who he actually beat on a play to see kind of how it went. There's a Terry McKee with a really nice throw to Johnny Wilson. Good anticipation, timing on throw. It's good. That's really good. I'm glad. Johnny Wilson, I really want to do well. We need a receiver to step up because otherwise, I think receiver is going to definitely a depth receiver. We're going to have to find that next year. We're going to have to find that next year. Who we got here? Okay, so all right, here's some AJ Dillon news so far. So AJ Dillon is getting first team offense. He's getting reps with first team offense before Will Shipley. So he says it's just day one, etc. Yeah. So I mean, they're just They're obviously just moving some guys around. Like I said, they're going to be moving guys around. There's nothing set in stone. Like you fast forward a few weeks later, if you're seeing a specific pattern where a certain somebody is at a starting spot for a while, you could probably guess that they like him a lot. So, first day, it's really hard to see anything. It's all about moving everybody around, things like that. You know, we'll see though. You know, for this gamer, what's going on? Say hey, all Joey Shakes, what's good? Let's go, Birds. I'm ready. Let's go, Birds is right. Ready to go. First day of practice. First day of training camp practice is coming along nicely. Okay. So we have that. See. Yep, we saw the Johnny Wilson throw. That one's in here now. Terry McKee is really nice throw to Johnny Wilson. Good anticipation, timing on the throw, which is good. It's really good. I really want, like I said, like a Nia Smith, Johnny Wilson. I mean, Terrace Marshall. I'm wondering about Terrace Marshall as well. Like, I think he's used to. I think he was a former first, second round pick, something like that. Hasn't really lived up to what he was supposed to be, and now has an opportunity to really shine with the Eagles in some cases. So, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. See. Eagles playing John Cena's entrance music here at practice. That's funny. I don't think is John Cena an Eagles fan? Maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe he's not an Eagles fan. I'm not even sure. I actually don't know that. There we go. Let's see here. Now, there's no video on it, obviously, but it says Campbell just showed his incredible athleticism and length, getting his long arms in on a pass in coverage. That's cool. So he's doing some light work today. I mean, I don't see him doing any heavy load for a lot of these players today. And Campbell obviously is going to be on the lighter setting today. Eagles are listing Jordan Davis at 336 pounds. Really, huh? Then he must have got leaner then. Maybe he lost fat, gained muscle. I mean, that's the only thing I can really think of. You know? We get our first look at Joshua Uche with the number 0. Saying that Lane Johnson said that he had a good spring. I think Uche is going to be a hell of a play. I think the one edge rusher I think is really going to produce. I think it's going to be Uche. I really do. And I think Azeez Ojulari could do really well. I mean, statistically, his statistics would have been so much better if he stayed healthy. And he actually has pretty good statistics, even being hurt the last few years with the Giants. But let me tell you, he stays healthy, it's going to be a fucking problem. It's going to be a real problem. Yo, it's Joey. It's been so long since I've been on the stream, dude. Glad to see you got your channel back. I appreciate so much, I appreciate so much, man. Yeah, it's back. It was a rough few days. Chris Gamer says people are saying Davis is ripped. Yeah, he looks really good. He looks thin. So someone said he's still over 330 pounds. So he must have lost some fat and just got leaner and kind of kept his weight. But that fat has turned into muscle now. So he definitely looks a lot thinner. So I'm excited to see if he's got this pass rush ability or he just see athletically just how better he is. You know. Philly Rel said nothing like Twitter overreacted the first day of training. I know, man. Trust me. Trust me. I know. I know. That's how it is, bro. That's how it is. It's always like that. I don't really overreact this. I mean, realistically, like after like a cup, maybe a few, like 3 weeks at least, like then I start to like kind of say, okay, what's going on here? So now we got Jalen Hurts. Okay, Jalen Hurts. Um, Jalen Hurts deep along the left sideline to AJ Brown. Keely Ringo didn't have bad coverage, but Brown was able to make the contested grab. So that's two. That's two. Keely Ringo. That's two that he's missed. What is that quote? It's like almost is nothing. Like I forgot what that quote is. Like almost isn't going to get the job done. So good coverage on AJ Brown, but AJ Brown got the catch. So obviously in a setting where he's got a contested ball in the air, I mean AJ Brown is just he's just overpowering, man. You want to see your starters do well. You know, you want to see your starters do well and stuff. So, you know. So that's two. That's 0 for 2 for Keely Ringo today. 0 for 2 for Keely. 0 for 2. So if it's good coverage, man, I mean, you throw it to AJ regardless. Like he's open when he's covered. That's he's open when he's covered. That's how it is. What's up, Wombat? And here's another one. We got Tanner Vic McKee. Took off running on a QB keeper that tricked the entire defense. The entire defense. That's funny. That is funny. See here. Why am I getting Kansas City Chiefs updates? Look at Jordan Davis, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Look at him. Is that him? Is that really that? Dude, I swear to God, I literally just went by this photo and it looked like a totally different person. I didn't get rid of wrenches, bro. I didn't get rid of wrenches. Maybe maybe it took away because YouTube closed down the account, so I didn't take away wrenches. I don't think anybody had wrenches. I just gave some wrenches before, so I got you. Damn, he looks wow. He looks different. Different as can be. Holy shit. Kind of nuts. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so we have some news on special teams. Okay. It looks like Cooper DeJean, Jahan Dotson, Anais Smith, Giles Jackson, and Taylor Morin fielding punts. I think Taylor Morin is that other speedster wide receiver that we have. So that other kid from the Falcons, I guess he's not. I thought we had that other. I don't know why Cooper DeJean is still fielding fucking punts, dude. Like I don't know. He's got way too much value. Jahan Dotson, like we can't even afford. Jahan Dotson is the main reason why you could move AJ Brown, Devontae Smith around. Like you don't have Jahan Dotson, you can't move AJ Brown, Devontae Smith around. You can't move any of those guys to the inside because defenses still have to respect Jahan Dotson's speed. They really do. They still got to respect it. So, all right, we got news on that at least, so that's good. That's good. Giles Jackson, I want to see his speed. I want to see if his vision's good enough. So we'll see. Well, nobody had wrenches when I got in here. Joey didn't take no. I would say YouTube like reset the account and took all the wrenches away. I was just hacked a few days ago, so yes, I thought Fangio didn't want Coop doing punt returns. I have no freaking idea. I have no idea. But that's gotta stop. All it's gonna take is one hit. He gets hit the wrong way, he gets knocked out. I mean, it's all it's gonna take. You know what I mean? Yeah, Avery Williams is the guy I've been. The Avery Williams is the guy I've been. I thought like he's a return specialist. I thought he'd be the punt returner. He's not even on the list. That's where I'm kind of at with Avery Williams right now. Wow, it says Coop and Dots need to be off punt returns. I agree 100%. Gary Trillin Sniper says Davis is going to be a problem for offense this year. I mean, he looks fantastic. I want to see him. I want to see him in full pads hitting people. That's what I really want to see. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What else do we got here? It's like the Eagles. I swear to God, the Eagles are the only team. The Eagles are the only team that don't show 11 on 11s. they never show it. I see KC, I see the Giants, I see all these other teams like putting up videos of like literally actual big plays. And we don't get to see this shit until like the open practice at the link, which is in a couple weeks. Crazy. See what else we got here. See what else we got. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I do a double take real quick. I didn't know what was going on. Can't say Avery Williams appears to be practicing the start training camp. He's out here in a helmet. Williams missed the spring with an undisclosed injury. Interesting. Yeah, because I didn't hear about when we signed him. I didn't hear about any injury. Christian Vincent, thanks for the wrench back, dude. I got some signed merch this offseason. I got Mitchell, Nolan Smith, Trotter Jr., Fangio, and Brian Dawkins. I was actually gifted a couple of there was a couple of I got a Vic Fangio autograph from some of the signings. I got a Vic Fangio autograph, and I think I got a LaShawn McCoy autograph from when they were at the trade. I think with the trading card place. I think literally right after the Super Bowl. So I was somebody was nice enough to gift those for me, and I appreciate it from them. So this is another one. I don't know if this was the same play. It could have been somebody else. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the same play, but really good pressure off the edge from Jalen Hunt. The second down play during team would have probably been a sack on Jalen Hurts. I got to see him produce, no doubt. Yeah, Ringo got beat twice today. He got beat twice. He got beat by Terrace Marshall. McKee to Terrace Marshall right over him, and got beat by AJ Brown. I mean, Ringo actually had good coverage on AJ, and AJ just picked it out of the air. Yeah, pretty much. That's what happened. Pretty much. We got some Runs from Will Shipley for some drills today. Good. The ship, Will the ship. See here. Cooper DeJean is that safety in the Eagles' first base defense, or that was from earlier. Let's see. Because Keely Ringo has gotten all the first team snaps today at outside corner, but has gotten beaten deep twice. First by Terrace Marshall during 7-on-7s, and now again by A.J. Brown on back shoulder jump ball 20 yards downfield. So, I'm not going to make a big deal out of Terrace Marshall. I mean, it is what it is. Once camp progresses and they start practicing more, we'll see if Keely Ringo gets better. And that's really all we can hope for. This is a developmental period. This is where you get better during these times. Get better during these times. That's all that matters. Thing. There's the Eagles report says they expect for DeJean to stay on the field for every defensive snap. I mean, look, if that's what they want to do and try to fit him on the field as best they possibly can, I mean, yeah. I mean, they want to make sure if they change from base to nickel or whatever, whatever they're doing, they want to keep DeJean on the field the entire time. I mean, I don't blame them. See what else we got here. All right, we got some Sidney Brown footage. Sidney Brown do some drills. Big training camp on tap for Sidney Brown competing for the starting safety job. It says time to trade for cornerback too. Oh, you're already gonna fucking ask for a trade already? No. If I don't think even like just say if Ringo doesn't work out, I think Adoree Jackson's gonna get the job. I think he'll get the job. I don't think there's nobody good enough at corner. There's nobody good enough out there, and I don't think the Eagles are giving up. Like to get a good corner at number 2, it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you. It's gonna be a waste of time. Chris has just walked my dog. I'm back. Anything happened good? Yeah, I mean, Jalix Hunt had a sack today. I mean, Campbell looks really good. Apparently, he had some good coverage reps. Shipley looked pretty good. Ringo, had a couple, had 2 catches over him today. So not the strongest day for Ringo, but we'll get better over time. Gary Short says, I know Vic doesn't like the blitz much, so it'd be nice to see DeJean blitz a bit. Yeah. If you don't need the blitz, man, it's great. If you could rely on your pass rush to hit home, and yeah, of course you're gonna have to blitz during the year. Like it's gonna have to happen, sooner or later, depending on the game, who we're facing, and if we're struggling trying to get pressure, it happens, bro. Yeah, dude, I'm not trading for I'm not trading for no corner like until like mid August. I don't even think they need to trade for one, to be honest. Like I said, you have to give it more time. Yeah, main thing is they gotta stay healthy. That's like the main thing. Yeah. Regine took another rep at safety next to Reed Blankenship in base defense. Dory Jackson up at first team right cornerback now in 11 on 11. Yeah. Hey, if there's a way to keep Regine on the field the entire time, too valuable, man, to let him sit. That's gonna be his future, man. I mean, if there's anybody else that could take that inside corner spot, it'd be nice, you know. Because I'm not saying now trade for cornerback. Wait and see how. Yeah, well, that's the main thing. He says we do have a boatload of picks next year to trade for. Yeah, we have 13 picks, but I don't think corner's going to be the way they go. I don't think corner's going to be the way they go. I'm not really worried about. I mean, I'm not, like I said. I think it's a position. Cornerback too is definitely a position to watch, but I don't think it's glaring right now. Like I'd say, it's the first day. I would say another 2 weeks. I'd say once you get to like the first preseason game, I would say like by that time should be some type of indication of what's going on with everything going on with that position. You know? See. Let's see. I look for. I just saw something else here. What else we got? What else we got? We got Jahad Campbell starting to make some noise again. We got Jahad Campbell with a pass breakup on Tanner McKee. Not a great throw by McKee, but Danny Gray was open. Campbell is small London on second team defense at linebacker, so that's good. So, yeah, I mean look, you know, I'm actually kind of shocked that Campbell was. I mean, they made it seem like he wasn't gonna practice for another few weeks. Since Fangio said he was gonna not come back until mid-August, so I guess that was just I guess they weren't really sure at the time if he was gonna be back. Thing. Terrence says, need to see how all these camp battles shake out before if they should make another move. Yeah, of course, man. Of course, being 100%. 100%. He says, for Ringo, don't you think they already know who he is? Been here 3 years now? Bro, he hasn't even, just because he's been sitting, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, realistically, like, you know, Slay leaves. You know, Slay wasn't going to be here long term anymore. And he hasn't been at the position yet. You know, they drafted DeJean, they drafted Quinyon Mitchell. Like, there's so much more. There's so much more that they have to look at with Ringo. John Clark tweet. Check it out. Chris says Howie already said if you need, he'll improve the team. He mentioned draft picks next year, improve this year. Yeah, like I said, yeah. I mean, they got draft picks. If they feel like they need to add somewhere, that's what they'll do. You know what I mean? They'll do that. See. That says Campbell just blitzed Jalen Hurts, an affected throw. He is so athletic and can be used all over. Oh man, I can't fucking wait, dude. I can't wait till we got full pads on already. I already can't wait till we have full pads on already. I'm psyched. I'm really friggin' psyched. See. Yeah, like Cooper DeJean is gonna be he's gonna be like that he's gonna be like the best secondary talent. Not even like the best secondary. There's so like Quinyon Mitchell's a great player too, but as the most versatile piece that can play anywhere and probably play really well, it's gonna be Cooper DeJean. It's there's no doubt. I saw that, Tanner. It's funny. See here. Is cornerback two the biggest hole, or is it right guard? I think it's cornerback two. I think it's cornerback too because I feel like they know a lot. They already know a lot more players at the right guard position right now. They've seen Keegan play. That he needs to play more. So I think they know a lot more. I think they know a lot more right guards as of right now, just from familiarity the last few couple years. I think they know a lot more right guards. I think they have more insight on what they have at right guard. I mean, there's still other guys that need to practice and stuff, but I think cornerback two is more of a big question because you have two new faces at that position, and Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. So that's the big one right there. It doesn't mean that I'm worried about it more, but it's something that's more of an unknown for me at cornerback two. Titans need a QB. Yeah, they just lost. They just lost. Didn't they just lose Will Levis the rest of the season? Joseph. They just lost their backup. Yeah, Steen, I don't know. Steen, I know he got hurt last offseason. Him and Mekhi Becton were pretty much in competition last year. I think Becton was really in the lead the entire time of training camp. Steen, number one, Steen's got to stay healthy this offseason program, and I just got to see more. I just got to see more of how that's all gonna kind of plan out a little bit. So not really sure what's gonna happen, but looking here from 27 minutes ago, Ben Van Simmeren. Ben Van Simmeren got a carry with the third team offense, has some juice as a runner. That's good. That's good. If they can get a fullback as a weapon for this offense, if they can actually produce a fullback produce a good fullback, if Ben Van Simmeren could do it, I don't know if there's anybody else competing for. I'm not sure if there's anyone else really competing for that fullback position. I mean, I don't know who else they're really putting. Who else they're putting there at fullback? To be honest with you, I don't know if anyone else is really there. Not sure. Not sure. There. But else, I think as fans, we got to give it a little time. I remember when everyone was freaking out how Dean looked in camp. Well, yeah, everyone was freaking out how Dean looked Dean looked in camp. Well, Dean, to be honest with you, like Devin White started every freaking practice. So what am I supposed to think? Like weeks and weeks, Devin White was starting at linebacker, and then the open practice, Dean got destroyed by Gainwell on coverage twice. So it didn't look good. I mean, I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and that's really it. You know what I mean? And everyone was like giving DeJean a lot of shit. He only made it to like the last joint practice against the Patriots, and then he played in that last preseason game. And I thought he looked really good for the amount of reps that he had, and everybody said he looked really bad. You know? The whole Dean, I don't know, Dean not looking good at camp last year. I don't know, because we seen video of it, and we pretty much seen all the beat writers say that he was getting beat on a lot, especially in coverage. So I don't know what was going on, but yeah, we definitely have to give it more time. There's no doubt, no doubt. And it looks like practice is officially over, as Tanner said it as well. So quick hour and a half practice, or maybe it was an hour. I don't know, a little over an hour. Edith says, I really like Dean. He's a middle linebacker when you try to reset. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the big question, man. The number one question is when he comes off this injury, this patellar tendon injury, and it's a serious knee injury, but it's some players come off it well and some players don't. Can he, when he comes back, like he's not going to be ready when he comes back. He hasn't been in pads in a while. He hasn't practiced with the team, and he's been getting a lot of mental reps, and it's going to take him a while. It might take him another few weeks after he comes back. Maybe it'll take him longer. I'm not sure, but it's a contract year for Nakobe Dean. So you have Zach Bond for, a couple years, and you have Trotter, I mean, we're going to see what these other guys look like. If they feel like they like what they have, because these other guys are going to be playing more than Dean. And if Howie Roseman, remember Howie Roseman, when they drafted Campbell, he said it had nothing to do with Nakobe Dean being hurt. And I feel like that was kind of a lie in some case. I mean, look, like Zach Bond will not be here in a few years, a couple more years, so I mean, I would want Dean to come back, no doubt. I mean, the only positive side to him being hurt right now is that you could sign him for a cheaper deal. Because he's not. What is he gonna make now? His money. I mean, his money's gonna be all messed up now. So, we'll see what happens. But it's gonna be. I think we got enough for the first day. We have a little bit of a nice little sample size of what we got today. Like I said, there's nothing stapled right now. It's the first day literally of training camp, so there's nothing really stapled right now. We'll see how it goes. Easy Money says, Joey live in the morning. Great start to my day. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you joining up today. So we'll be streaming tomorrow, most likely. Tanner said, thanks for the stream, Joey. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Go Birds. You too, Tanner. Thank you for coming in, man. Yeah, so we're gonna have some. There's gonna be obviously there's gonna be the players are gonna have some press conferences, which I'll watch them probably later today when I'm not doing much. And yeah. I mean that's pretty much it. So not a great day for Keely Ringo, but I thought Campbell had a good day. Jalix Hunt had a really good day. Ben Van Sermon had some good snaps. Will Shipley had some good snaps. So, we saw some, the defense, between base, nickel, whatever you're doing. I mean, we've seen Sidney Brown get some reps at safety. We've seen Makuba get reps at safety. DeJean's been moved there a few times. So guys are getting opportunities there. They're moving guys around. apparently trying to keep the gene on the field as much as possible. The more talent you have, the more they can move around the gene if they have to. So it's looking really good. Like I said, first day, there's not much you could take from it, but you take what's given to you, and these guys get better over time. That's why you have this off-season program. You'll have joint practices. You'll have the preseason games. You'll have a good amount. You know what I mean? You'll have a good amount of stuff to kind of go over here. So, we'll see how it goes, but it's gonna be a fun camp to look at. It's gonna be a really fun camp. To see how it's going. You know what I mean? But yeah, other than that, I think that's gonna be it for the day. We'll be back tomorrow with another practice ready to go. And I'll have a video out probably tomorrow morning, most likely. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys have it. Much love to everybody that joined the stream today. If you guys haven't hit the like button, definitely appreciate that as well. And I'm glad I just got the channel back a few days ago. It was great. So just in time for all the crazy stuff going on for Eagles camp and all of that great stuff. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you guys on the next one. Jake Squad up, Flowers Fly. Peace out, guys. Love you all. Peace.